Box, episode 15. Brothers, last episode was a lot. Like, a lot. Everything went down. Everything went right. Everything went wrong, depending on who you're a fan of. Even if you are a fan of certain ones, it didn't go that way either. Weirdly, we're in a weird spot. Messy spot. Potential messy spot. But really interesting where we can head with this. So let's take a quick moment. Let's think about it. Let's analyze what happened. Let's analyze where we can go from here. What this can lead to. Likely scenario, Chinatsu is probably in a bit of a slump mentally because of, well, you lost the thing that you stayed behind, your parents for and wanted to work towards. Didn't really see too much improvement or anything great going on that front. And then the dude who you likely are interested in, who you think has been lying to you up to this point, who hasn't been lying to you, gets more confirmation on your end that he probably has been through the feelings of confirmation from the other girl that you're suspicious of to begin with. A lot of issues, right? So we're not in a great spot on her own end. So she's probably going to be in a slump throughout this. Is she going to be mature enough to be able to approach this in not a bad way, is I think the best way that I can say, because it's hard, right? With where she's at mentally, with how she's going to handle everything, if she even has the confidence, if she has the motivation, if she has anything in her to make her put on that smile and act away in front of others. Is she going to retreat and isolate away from them? Is she still going to keep grinding, working hard on basketball? There's a lot of questions that will be at play here. I'm assuming she will do all of those, but will it take some time for us to get to them? We have to see. I would love a conversation between her and Taiki, whether Taiki initiates it. I would love if Chinatsu initiates it, to be fair, but I do think the way that things have been set up, it would be his thing that he would have to do instead, just because we set up the whole thing with Karen telling him to telling him to go talk to her and everything else. So I'd assume he's the one who will initiate it, but I think I would prefer much more if she was, instead of just waiting for him to come to her with this sort of stuff. I think confronting him directly would be the smarter thing. Where we are in the other ends, Taiki clearly, he don't want Hina. Unfortunate. I would love if he does. I just don't think he do. So where he goes from here, is he just going to accept that Chinatsu don't want him probably? Is he just going to be cool with that and then he's going to be okay with Hina? Or is he going to have more difficulty kind of approaching or being around her still and kind of being comfortable with the potential change in their relationship and dynamic? I don't know. Hina's end, she's just gonna have to sit around and wait for an answer, which kind of sucks. Really unfortunate, but it is what it is. She was aware of this before she came into making this known, so hopefully more fun. She's kind of just hilarious. I love Hina so much, and I just hope we get more funny moments and things regarding her here. But I do hope for a conversation between Taiki and Chinatsu. I do hope that we can at least have her break out of her slump, maybe not necessarily needing anybody else, but maybe not just fall into one to begin with could be cool too. Could say a lot about her, but it is natural to also just kind of fall into one. So we'll see how things end up playing. I'm nervous for the future of this, but I'm loving every second of it. So we'll see. It seems like they know what they're doing, and they got some good ideas, the writer that is. So I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are as well. If you like it all, hit the like and subscribe. But feel free to stick around for the discussion on the content of this video series. Let's get going with episode 15 of Blue Box. Imagine just being done fully like your sport, basically, behind that. Oh, brother. Birthday. Like the big hat. Is he gonna get her something? Nice. Aw. Yay. I wonder if all these little cute dates we're getting are just actually happening, or if they're all dreams that Casino just woke up from it there. Oh no. It'd be fun if we actually get all of them. Right. You probably also knew her birthday from the moment you met her. It's gotta hit that right spot of not being creepy, but also being really thoughtful and sweet. I mean, no shit, buddy.
けど夜までには何かしら。
あ、すまんすまん。
お前わざとぶつけてんだろ。
失礼な。
How would you
話し
accuse
か
me
け
of
るきっ
that?
かけ作りとかじゃないもん。
ひな、ちょっと話あるんだけどいい？
Later, she's busy. Okay, never mind. Now.
もしかして変なこと？
突っ込みにくいボケするな。
場を和ませようと。
You're being a little serious
ひ
now.
なさ、返事はまだいらないって言ってたよな。
うん。
I already know it, so I don't need to.
千夏先輩のこと好きだから。
She just sitting behind the door listening.
それはいいの？
Yeah, I knew that before I said it.
いいよ。言ったじゃん。先輩のこと好きなのは分かってるって。変な遠慮される方が迷惑だから。
So interesting. Yeah, you're the one listening in.
いいわけないだろ。
Yeah. One of those things you just gotta tell yourself to get through it.
何してるんだ。ディフェンスに詰められてるぞ。逆サイドにも振っていけ。
監督、千夏に厳しいね。
仕方ないよ。主力の先輩も抜けちゃったし。
That's basically your role now.
副キャプテンとして頑張れって。やっぱり次期キャプテンは千夏だよね。
実力的にも申し分ないし、後輩からの信頼も。
It's until the transfer student shows up and takes over.
他にプレッシャーはあるけど、このチーム好きだもん。よく言った。ついていきます、副キャプテン。かっこいい。
People just doing things for the better of others as opposed to what they really want. A classic. Just as how she's keeping herself out of the relationship and how her and Taiki are both looking out for like each other and other people as opposed to their own interests. Mom. Mom, I
も
lost.
しもし。千夏、誕生日。
Oh, yeah.
お母さん、びっくりした。そりゃ、
日本まで届かせないといけないからね。
Aw.
何かあったわけじゃないけどね。
Right, but
部活で副キャプテンに選ばれて。
すごいじゃない。
yeah.
選んでもらったからにはしっかりやりたいって。バスケのことだけでも成長しないといけないことがあるのに、チームのこと考えられるかなって。
見てうまくいかなかった時に考えるのでも遅くないのよ。そしてその時、自分だからうまくできなかったじゃなく、どうやったらうまくできるのかを考えるの。千夏がこれから気をつけることがあるとすれば、そういう辛い時に誰かを頼ることね。
Well,
人に頼られるって
it's almost like you've never done
結
that.
構嬉しいものよ。じゃ、そろそろ切るわね。
I mean, it's also a direct reference to what just happened in basketball, right? She's trying to take something out of his own. She's getting double teamed instead of swinging the ball over. Hey. I wasn't following you or anything.
つけてたわけではないですよ。
How does he always find himself in these situations?
これもう送ってこないのかと思った。
Yeah, but also, what? How are you following? How are you listening in?
どこかに行きたい。
Okay. No questions asked, brother.
電車乗ってもいいですか？
That you can ask that question. To the beach.
やっぱり子供っぽいところある。
It'd be better if she just let that loose a little more, but she worries too much.
よかった。少しは元気出たみたいで。
大輝くんも来なよ。
待ってください。
早く早く。
You don't have the luxury of having the
先
skirt.
輩、ミサンが。
Oh,
あ、そうなの。切れちゃって。やっぱり願い事を上乗せしすぎた。
too much stress.
か。
So much.
ぼーっとしてたから
Oh, you're saying dry. Well,
何を。
youth.
曜日あんな青春してる子いるんだな。真夏の日差し並みに眩しいな。
It's too bright for me. Not again. Last time this happened, we had to create a boundary.
ありがとう。
いえ、
Now we take the thanks of leaning on the person.
転んで濡れたら大変だから。
Mmm.
はい。
So much for that. It's a very tight.
連れてきてくれてありがとう。
千夏先輩、今日誕生日じゃないですか。
What'd you decide on, brother?
実はプレゼントと言いますか、小さいやつなんですけど。
Aw.
お、持ってきてたの？大輝くんは1月だっけ？
はい、1月15日です。
That was yesterday. Hold on.
2つ差だね。
2つ差なんて大したことないですよ。
確かに。
Tell that to the court, buddy.
成人までは子供なんで。はい、ご唱和ください。Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday dear 千夏先輩。Happy birthday to you.
Oh. Oh.
風に消されちゃった。
やり直します？
いいや。
I don't have anything to wish for anyways.
だからミサンガですけど、またお揃いになりますよ。来年には俺のも切れてるんで。
Mm-hmm.
何笑ってるんですか？
なんでもない。
うわ、なんかあるやつだ。
いや、大輝くんって意外とキザだなって。
な、帰ったら母さんに叱られる。
Oh. Now she's definitely gonna yell at you.
海で遊んでたら土砂崩れで、うん、たまたま一部屋だけ空いてて。
That's how she wants to spend her birthday.
大丈夫、みんなもいるし。何も大丈夫じゃないよな。
Yeah, though.
土砂崩れで帰れなくなって駆け込んだ宿は一部屋しか空いてなくて、親にはみんなで泊まるって嘘ついて、一晩千夏先輩と同じ部屋なんて変なことはし。
Well, it'll give you opportunity to potentially talk if you got anything on your mind, dude.
こんなことになって呆れられてないか。
I think she's happy.
電話終わった？
気をつけろって。
そっか。
やっぱりまずい。
Brother.
こんな状況で寝れるわけないって。
大輝くん、
Nice.
ロビーに置いてあったの。一緒にやろう。せっかくの泊まりなんだし、夜通しボードゲーム大会。
This is my type of party. I'd fuck heavy with this.
千夏先輩の誕生日ですもんね。
What you'll do as you say.
誕生日だもん。
Oh my god.
早い。
She's very serious about this.
ビデオ通話。
ハッピーバースデーパート
ありがとう。
あれ、
Why are you hiding?
隠れる必要あっ
I don't think so.
祝うために電話を？
2。あと改めて千夏に言っておきたいことが
Oh, oh no.
今日というかここ最近やっぱりどっか元気なさそうだったから。
Oh.
プレッシャーもあると思うけど、千夏のことサポート
Right, right, right. Don't say anything crazy now. Okay.
チームで強くなろう。
Cool.
ありがとう。
That's
って
reassuring.
のを伝えたかったんだけど、なんかすでにすっきりした顔してるな。
Well,
で
部活の時は悲壮感漂ってたのに。
いつまでも落ち込んでられないからね。
はいはい。てかあれ
What are you wearing?
着てんじゃん。旅館とかのやつ？
そう、今家の人と泊まりに来てて。
Family, huh?
それでか、元気そうなの。花火大会の時浴衣着れなくて残念がってたもんね。
そんなことないよ。
またまた羨ましげに見てたくせに。
Especially that one guy.
見てた。
俺も千夏先輩の浴衣姿
うん
よかった。
じゃあそろそろ切るね。
No. She heard it too.
ナイスキャッチ。
今男の人の声した。
Hmm.
おじさんかな。
Right, right, right.
あらよかったです。本当にいい友達ですね。
でしょ。
She didn't say too much, but also left a little bits of hints that, you know, he could take.
実は俺、花火大会のことで千夏先輩に謝りたいことがあるんです。
Okay, cool.
家で話してた時、俺みんなで行くって言ってたと思うんですけど、だけど結局人集まらなくて、当日今日も熱出して、みんなではなかったから、嘘ついたみたいになってしまったから。
I didn't mean to lie. Hey, you're
ごめん
good.
なさい。
Well, you got what you wanted.
そのくらいわざわざ謝らなくていいのに。
いや、そうかもしれないけど、俺が謝りたいと思ったので。
That's fine.
じゃあ私も許してほしいことがあるんだけど。
何ですか？
良くないことって言ったの撤回させてほしい。
Ooh.
私が一方的に線を引いて気を使わせて
That's more than what I wanted her to do there.
なさい。
わざわざ謝らなくてもいいのに。
Is he gone already? Or up already? He just couldn't sleep there. Aw.
なんで布団で寝なかったんだろう。体痛め
I mean, look what you just said to him the night before. How could he? Yeah, do that one. Do that one.
おはよう。17歳の私。
Happy birthday to Chinatsu as we get to celebrate her 17th. Not in the, I think, fashion that maybe she had imagined. Well, we don't really know. She didn't put it out there. But what was needed? What was definitely needed for her? And I think that's awesome. Having to go through such awful things, right? Leave behind your family, or your family leave you behind, I guess. But kind of leave behind your family just by staying here and not going with them. For a goal of something specific, for something that you're working so much towards, that you love the most in the world, and just to come up short, to fail after all the effort, all the hard work, and the things that you've done to put in, would leave you in a really rough spot, right? That's to be expected. So now have the dude who you're, you know, semi-feeling feelings for you, find out that, you know, this girl that he went to the festival with is also into him and is actually full on confessed and everything to him too. It's probably not a good look, you know, you're probably not feeling too good and your head's all spinning over the place and not knowing exactly what to do or how to process things properly or what to do. So the perfect scenario arises where you're able to do something, luckily Taiki being that person, right? And you're able to be put in a position together where you go to the beach here and now you're able to free your mind completely. It's no longer on your mind. Same thing, like even when she ends up getting the call later, the vice captain thing too, I completely skipped over, but even when that happens later and her club member ends up calling her up and being like, yo, we got your back. It's like, thank you. That's reassuring. But it's also like a shocker of like, damn, I hadn't even thought about this. Like I was hung up on this all day. You know, this was one of the issues too. And it just like piled on top of me. But here we are. And I've been having nothing but fun the past however long, right? A typical thing that happens. Somebody dies or something happens that's just like really a lot for you to take in and a lot for you to do, overwhelm yourself, occupy yourself with a lot of work and do a bunch of things. But the problem is, if you do that, you're never really going to process your emotions until one day it just all floods and hits you. And then that's going to be terrible when that happens. So you got to do it in moderation. But I do think this was the appropriate thing to immediately get her mind off of it. And now she'll get, into a little bit more of a slump, but she'll probably be okay going forward, especially through reassuring words and everything that she gets directly from her mom of leaning on people and, not being too hard on her own self and being able to have a little bit more fun, right? You're 17 at the end of the day. You're still a kid. Nothing crazy. Same thing that Taiki makes noted, right? We still got time until we're adults, right? Same thing. Just relax a little bit. It's not the end of the world. Have some fun. Take some breaths. You'll be all right. And I think it's good. I think it's exactly what we needed. There's a lot of really cool moments that, especially when we'll talk about when we go through the episode, but things that I was really praying for, topics that I wanted to be brought up, things from Chinatsu to be brought up and not just left kind of in the air remaining for episodes, and they all kind of come straight through. So there's nothing to complain about. I think the episode overall did everything that it kind of needed to. The only thing that was felt missing was the potential note of the Hina confession towards Taiki from Chinatsu's perspective, whether it's Taiki telling Chinatsu because he doesn't know what to do, or Chinatsu questioning because they ended up going together. But I do think she may have gotten the answers that she needed and or wanted within the willingness to apologize for potentially lying and also thinking that it was a group and not something that it actually was. So she may have gotten her answers already from that she doesn't feel the need to continue onwards and press forward to ask for more things. But we don't really know. So we'll wait and see. We'll see what happens, Maybe something that just like looms in the background and in her head going a little bit forward, but we'll see if she approaches it. Happy birthday, Chinatsu, August 26th. Look at that. That's a thumbnail right there. Get a deer shirt thing that she drew too. That's really cute. I like that. Doing the little different pictures and stuff with her too are awesome. These dates and stuff, I never really thought about it, but like the ones in the OP, I wonder if they're all just like dreamlike scenarios, especially because they were like holding hands and stuff at one point. That's, I believe Hina was the one. So I do wonder if any of those things will actually appear at some point, but we'll just wait and we'll end up seeing. It's her birthday. I know. Trying to think of something, what to get her as a gift is really fun. Just because it is true, right? It's like, if I get you something that's too much, too on point, too specific, too just overwhelming in general, just like it might come off creepy, it might come off weird. Like, why did you know that? Why did you go that far? Why did you do that? It also might come off, weird, or not just weird, but just a little not thoughtful if you get something that's kind of just cheap or lame or just whatever, right? Like, doesn't feel thoughtful, doesn't feel like something that the person would care for or want, doesn't feel like you put any energy or time or thought into that. So trying to find that balance and strike that is always a difficult thing too, right? You don't, especially even not just with somebody like her, but anybody, in family that you're giving gifts to or friends. It's like, you want to make it feel like you did at least put a little effort into the thing that you did. But at the same time, like, how can you do it without like going a little too far? I got something to talk to you about, which I do like that he was able to bring this up. He wanted to, make things clear that I do like this girl instead. And she's like, yeah, I get that. I already knew that. I already knew that was happening. The situation's like a little unfortunate too. It's like he wants to tell her no, but he doesn't know the way to go about it. And then she kind of just like is accepting of it and like okay with her own position and not wanting to. And the thing is, she's not, because we even get that, especially Kyo realizes it here. Like, you are not okay with that, right? But it's just, I think it's more of, she put it out there. She wanted to feel out his thoughts, and while he comes back to her with confirmation of this is exactly how I feel, she's like, yeah, I figured, but let me just not give you that chance to really reject me, right? Let me act like I'm cool with all this, because then you might not feel the need to like rush and give me something. And then I also won't be put in that state where I know things are completely over and I can kind of remain like hopeful potentially of what's to come. It's unfortunate. She's not happy at all, but she's willingly just putting on that smile and being okay with it. She was cool with it the moment that it happened, but you would think that maybe the more time that she has, like like being able to put the foot on the gas a little bit more and apply pressure to him would maybe make him like start thinking of her more in that way and change things. And I think she realizes that too, based on where their relationship was at, that it would be really difficult for him to immediately like switch gears and think of her in a different way entirely. So she might need a little bit more time for something to work, like to really put that pressure on him. So and maybe that's the potential route that she's planning to go here, but it's not going to end well at the end of the day. And I think she's just prolonging the answer that we all know is actually going to be coming here. This girl getting double teamed and not passing out. Unbelievable. I think she had one of those moments in one of the episodes earlier. She threw up a shot over 2 people. I was like, what are you doing? Got to work hard. Get named as the vice captain. Congratulations. But it's not really her thing, right? She's not vocal within the group. She's not really that sort of leader. And plus now with all the negatives going on, the feeling of you potentially let your team down or sold their entire season by missing the shot that you ended up missing had led you exactly to be like, am I even worthy of this? Will they respect me? How will they feel towards me? It's like, it's a lot of negatives to take on. And even we get here, right? It's like, smiling. It's like her friend looking at her and being like, hey, you're good, dude. Like, are you sure? Trying to get shots up before it ends. And she's struggling. She doesn't know what to do. Gets the call from her mom. And it's sweet that she's able to talk to her and gain a little bit of advice, which is essentially, relax. You're good. Lean on other people. Rely on others when the things come. You'll be all right. It's not at the end of the world, you know? Just don't be so harsh on yourself going forward. It's nice being relied on. It's nice to also be able to rely on others. And I think it's cute how we go through all these names, right? She looks through the phone, the people that I texted recently at different points, and here's the first person that she goes to. Now, please confirm this, because I'm pretty sure they had, when they had their first little issue, they discussed the idea that we will going forward like utilize something to be able to speak to each other, and this is like the logo, unless it was literally they just sent something, unless I'm thinking of a different show, a different scenario, then I apologize. But I'm pretty sure they had like, this was like, you know, when people have like safe words, this was like their thing. It was like, when I do this, it means we need to speak on something, or like I need your attention about something, like, and we can do it. So the fact that she immediately went to him and he was the first thought of the person that she could go to when she's struggling and she needs somebody to maybe get her out of that slump is really sweet. I love how he was just there. He's like, huh, I swear I wasn't following you, wasn't listening in on the conversation. Didn't think she would send that anymore. Want to go somewhere? All right. Well, you want to get on the fucking train? Let's do this. I love her look here. There's something about it, just like feeling a little bit lost, and then like the amazement of what you end up getting to see, the surprise of the place that you end up going. And she just lets it all loose, right? Just be able to relax, be able to have fun. Not really think of all the negatives, the things that are kind of weighing on her mind going a little bit forward. You know, my bracelet snap, by the way. I had too many wishes. Brother's like, my shit. He's so worried about the matching. He's like, don't worry, we'll do that again at some point. I'll just break mine so we can. Playful. These guys are funny too. Too bright. It's like I'm staring at the sun. And this too, the ability to reach out. Last time this happened, we ran into an issue. We set up some barriers, some things happened, and instead of being weirded out by it or feeling a sort of way, she accepts it, right? Thank you for doing that. No problem. Let me grab onto you. Let me lean on you. Let me take that advice of what my mom said. Let me not overthink anything a little too much until bro just ends up falling here. But he creates a funny moment, a thing that allows her to kind of feel a little bit more relaxed, and she's very pleased with where we are. And then you get a really cute present. You guys get to celebrate together. It's really sweet. It's absolutely sweet. 2-year age gap. That's nothing. Yeah, tell it to the courts, buddy. Tell it to the courts. We're going to keep an eye on you. The wind blew them out. Nah, it's fine. I don't know. Is there more to read into with this? I felt like there was, like her not being able to get that. But maybe there isn't. Maybe I'm weird for it. We'll be matching. You're so corny, brother. That's sweet, though. And classic, right? Train stopped running. Too much. The weather's bad. Things are going wrong. We're trapped together. We have to stay together in an uncomfortable situation or something, potentially. That's the thing, though, about this show, right? There's a lot of those that we get that are like the classics, and they do happen like in real life on occasion, but like they're definitely overdone within anime. But it's not like they're good. Like the way that they do them afterwards, like they don't feel as like the initial reason for where we are is very tropey, but at the same time it's not, because they handle the scenarios extremely well and do them better than most series typically end up doing. So not really angry at all when we end up any of these. Plus, I like when we have a lot of them, to be honest. I like no matter how lame some of them can be, a lot of them are really just entertaining to me, and I enjoy this. Bro just snapping his whole neck is crazy. She just wants to play some games. Look how happy she is. I love that. She's a very competitive person. I mean, I love that too. I love board games and card games and everything, so I'd be more than down to spend the whole fucking birthday just playing shit like this. Let me answer the video call by my friend. Him feeling like he needs to hide here. Happy birthday, part 2. And I like this too. It's really sweet for her to come forward and be like, no, we're behind you. You know, you need anything, whatever. Don't stress it too much. You're going to. We believe in you. You're good. You look like you're already over it. She was all down and stuff before. It's like something happened. You're feeling good, right? Like, I wonder where that ended up coming from immediately, like being able to apply it to the person right in front of you, the reason, the places that you went, the things that you're actually doing, and how that's all of a sudden your outlook on everything's changed. The guy that you likely haven't been talking to in so long, and how much everything is changed so much. You were so upset you didn't get to wear one at the fireworks. It's like dropping the little hints, right? She would never say that, but at the same time, she definitely could have been able to be with him as well. And he's able to like just listen and pick up on all these subtleties. Her friend being able to hear the voice. That'll come back at some point, right? There's no way they just set it up just for the uncle joke. I feel like there's something else. Surrounded by good people. Absolutely. Let me apologize about what happened. And I love this, right? It's something that you each feel guilty about, something that's been going on. Let me talk about it. She had an issue with potentially what's going on with you and Hina, and potentially you lying to her. So instead of directly coming out and asking you, which I still think I would have preferred in this scenario, he at least clears it up, because he's been feeling bad about the idea that he may have potentially lied to you when that wasn't his intentions at all. And that's okay, right? You did nothing wrong. You didn't intend it to be that way, but thank you for clearing it up anyways. But you didn't even need to if you didn't want to. But he wanted to, so that was okay. And she also has one that she needs to clear up too. When I said it wasn't a good thing, can I take that back? I drew some boundaries of my own, and I made you worry, and I think that was rude. Don't know if that's exactly the way that I would have worded that last part, but I think this is the perfect way for her to do this, right? This is what I was saying, where we drew them, and I was afraid that we would find ourselves in a position where she started to really showcase her feelings a little bit more, and then feel a sort of way when maybe he doesn't reciprocate any of them or acts a certain way due to the boundaries that she has previously set and kind of advised him not to cross. And then she gets upset when he doesn't end up crossing them at some point, because her own mindset has changed, right? That's the stuff that ended up concerning me. But she walks back on it completely, and she does it perfect, where she's just like, I said something, I did this, I was a little afraid at the moment, but I apologize for that. We're good now, right? I don't want to feel that way anymore, which is perfect. So now there's no more boundary there. You're free to do what you want. The concern that comes in is you're still going to be a little bit like worried of anything that you do might be overstepping somebody who previously has kind of put up some walls and then now has torn them down and potentially could rebuild those things back up. There's going to be a little bit concerned that there's going to be like maybe a gray area of not knowing what I can cross and what I can do and what I can't do and everything, or how to feel and stuff. So there's gonna be a little bit of something, but at the same time, I think it's an appropriate thing, and I'm more than thrilled that she ended up coming out of her way and saying this on her own end. I wanted to apologize for doing that, and we get to play some games. He's still afraid, of course, after what you just said too, so he can't sleep together, so he has to come here. This is just really cute of her just mimicking the stuff that he's doing. I love the style changes, they do it too. Nothing but joy, nothing but happiness, and we get a big old smile on the face, right? We don't need the sadness that she was going through, right? The next day starts, we're starting off our birthday, we're starting off our new age on a high note, right? On a really good note. Really good episode, strong Chinatsu focus, much needed as well for Hina being the primary focus for the last couple, so to really bring things back and be like, hold up, we got a competitor, there's somebody in the other corner, we had to pull her back out, but I'm excited to see. I don't have like too many strong things like that I'm like worried about what's going to come next now, right? Like we're in a good spot. The rejection of Hina ultimately ends up coming, and then we just build towards relationship and individual growth of characters continuously. They kind of cleared up a lot of the stuff that I was worried about how that would be handled. Like, did everything fine. So I'm not too stressed anymore going into the future. So hopefully you enjoyed. I did. If you liked it all, hit the like and subscribe. Then to me, feel free to check out the channel when it comes to the sort of series. I'll be back for the 16th episode next week. I always have a great one. Peace.